Hey, what's up guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of my New Jersey Devils franchise mode series right here on NHL 19. And today we take on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference Final. The Devils currently on pace to win the Stanley Cup faster than I believe any other team we've ever used. I don't think we've ever won a cup in the first season with any team. Have we? I mean, granted, it's been 4 years, so my memory at this point's a little bit shaky, and yeah, it's weird to say that I've been doing this for 4 years, but hey, we're close as of this September. But I think we're on pace to potentially make history here. Now, that's putting a lot of pressure on this team heading into this episode, but if the top line can continue to perform as they've done, if the second line can step up a little bit, looking at you, Jesper, damn it, Jesper. If certain people can step up, if the goaltending can step up, and if Andy Green can continue to be great at 37 years old, there is a chance this could be a season to remember. And if not, well then, hey, we get to this first off season a little bit more quickly, and that will allow us, of course, to put our own little spin on the team, which really we haven't been able to do just yet. This is the team that we are up against: William Nylander, John Tavares, and Mitch Marner, who, of course, re-signed. Imagine that number, Leafs fans. Imagine it. Because that's all you'll be able to do is imagine it. Goddamn. I'm not even a Leafs fan, and I just get it over with. There's so many RFAs that haven't signed yet. It's so annoying. Second line of Andreas Janssen next to Austin Matthews, Kasperi Kapanen. Third line of Zach Hyman, Alex Kerfoot, and Pontus Aberg. Fourth line, Kenny Agostino, Trevor Moore, and Jeremy Bracco has made the team. The defense is, I want to say questionable, but it's not bad. Morgan Rielly, Tyson Barrie, who, of course, that deal will be up at the end of this year, so I'd expect him to be leaving. Jake Muzzin on the second pairing with Travis Dermott, and Timothy Liljegren next to Cody Ceci. The goaltender is Frederik Andersen, boasting a .931 save percentage this postseason. They have no injuries, though. Healthy scratches: Adam Brooks, Jason Spezza, and Nick Petan. So that's a bit realistic, isn't it? Mike Babcock not playing Nick Petan. It's so realistic. How dare you say this game isn't realistic? So that is what we're up against. They managed to win 50 games in the regular season. They have home ice advantage. But maybe, just maybe, possibly things go our way potentially. They have the advantage in every category. John Tavares rocking that sweet playoff beard. Named the captain, by the way. Let's see what happens. It would be an upset to make it to the Stanley Cup at this point. Winnipeg with a 1-0 lead over the Oilers. Again, we are the last American team left. Can we defend the honor of America for however much honor and dignity we have left as a country? First period of Game 1, and the advantage early on goes to the Maple Leafs. Morgan Rielly with the opening goal, 13 shots apiece, but we're down 1-0. Second period, we are no longer down 1-0. Pavel Zacha able to tie it. I'd say two unlikely goal scorers. We're tied at 1, slight edge in shots as we go to the third period. A big opportunity for us to take advantage early, and that is not going to happen as we approach the halfway point. The next goal likely to win, and I hope that statement rings true. Nikita Gusev scores. The Leafs unable to capitalize on a power play. Under 5 minutes left. Is Gusev's goal the winner? It is. Hooray. That is a victory for the Devils in Game 1. We are 3 wins away from the final. Nikita Gusev, unlike the prior 2 series, actually shows up early on, which is great. And Mackenzie Blackwood, one hell of an effort, 38 saves, getting the job done. 2 players that we need to perform well if we are going to win, and they did just that. So Pavel Zacha and that fourth line continuing to contribute. And again, Gusev and Blackwood, the other main players for us. We go to game 2. Mission already accomplished in terms of taking a game on the road. Let's see if we can do a little bit more than that and take both games on the road to start the series. First period, and yet again, early advantage to Toronto. Kenny Agostino with that early goal. Former Bruin, former Hab, former Devil, former Blue. I think he's been on a lot of teams. Second period, good God, that's unfortunate. Jeremy Bracco and Andreas Janssen, it was 3-0. Gusev gets a goal back, but we're down by 2 heading into the third period. Oh, man, 3 goals on 20 shots is pretty damn painful. We need an early goal here if we're going to get back into this one. One more for the Leafs would be the dagger, and they do not find it on that power play, but they find it afterwards. That will do it. This series is going to be tied at 1 game apiece. The goal from William Nylander is indeed the dagger. That will do it. It is a pitiful effort there. We went a long time without any shots in that third period. Apparently, we put up 13 shots in the third. We went at least a solid 5 minutes there where we were stuck on like 23 shots. That was absolutely brutal. Great game from Anderson. Great game from Ty Berry. And again, this series is now tied at 1 game apiece. The Winnipeg Jets, though, 2 wins away from the final. Draft class-wise, I don't care at the moment. We'll focus on that afterwards. Right now, it's full speed ahead. Right into game 3. Let's do this. No need for any lineup changes. We got this. We're good. We're fine. Have no fear. And win this game, please. First period. Yikes. That's not good. For the third straight game, the Leafs score first. However, yeah, three goals in that first period. Tavares, Kapanen, and Bracco. Not the effort that we're looking for from McKenzie. We go to the second period. Is there a miracle on the horizon? There is, there is. Palmieri and Miles Wood. We are within 1, despite them outshooting us 30-16. We go to the third. The dream is alive. Is it dead after this power play goal? Holy frickin' power play. We managed to kill it off. Look at the shots, by the way. Can we get a goal to tie this? Can we force overtime? Or will the Leafs win their second straight game in this series? That's what it's looking like. Oh, boy. We tried. 45 shots to 29. Just a brutal effort, unfortunately. I mean, look at that. 30 shots to 16 through 2 periods. It wasn't going to happen. 42 saves from Blackwood. Can't really say he didn't do the job beyond that first period, but the damage was done. Trying to get 3 goals against Freddie Anderson is a tough task indeed. Edmonton wins, so now both series at 2-1. This would be the time to look at some potential changes. I'm not overly happy with Taylor Hall's lack of goals. That second line is getting decimated. The fourth line has continued to be great. The third line, not so much, but defensively, that second line has to be switched. It has to be. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I'm really not, because I want that fourth line to stay the same. I'm not against... Here's the thing. I don't want to disrupt that top line. It's just how the hell do we mix and match this third line? I feel like the best way to do that might be as simple as going McLeod and Wood, Simmons, Zajac, Bratt. That might be the best way to do it. Defensively, I'm actually going to take out Connor Carrick here. We called up Colton White, and we're going to see if he can do the job for us on that third pairing with Sammy Vatanen. We've had to mix and match that defense a little bit. Obviously, at the end of the last series, mixing and matching the lines helped us out quite a bit. It seemed to give us a little bit of momentum, but we desperately need a win here. I actually forgot to check who took the penalties in the last game in the third period because that completely disrupted our momentum. It's game 4. we need a win or we are in a whole lot of trouble. First period, and for the first time in the series, we have the advantage. Interesting to note, Joe Wall between the pipes for the Leafs. Palmieri gets the goal. The reworked second line paying immediate dividends. We'll go to the second, where this game is tied. Taylor Hall scored 52 seconds in, but Dermott and Matthews, his first goal of this series. We are tied at 2 apiece. If we fail to win this game, that Freddie Anderson is not in for one reason or another, this series might as well be over, and it might very well be, as Austin Matthews is heating up his second goal of the game. We trail by 1. If we can't beat, my God, if we can't beat their backup, then what chance do we have? 4-2, Joe Wall is going to outduel Mackenzie Blackwood. The Leafs have a 3-1 series lead. They have won 3 straight games, a 35 save effort from Wall, a 3-point game from Austin Matthews, and we are in a whole lot of trouble. The Jets also up 3-1 in their series. I don't like our chances at this point for that history-making run. Not sure why Anderson wasn't in. He just wasn't. We go to Toronto. Game 5, just like that. The series is on the line. The season is on the line. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what the answer is. Jesper Bratt's been so bad defensively. It's unbelievable. And again, that third line in general just hasn't been great. The top line has been a little bit too quiet for my liking, I have to be honest. I mean, Gusev and Hall both have goals in this series. Palmieri scored in the last game. I don't believe Miles Wood put up a point in that game. So for me, I think the answer is going to have to be, I mean, Hayden, Coleman, and Zacha have been so good on that fourth line. I don't want to give them more time because I feel like that might expose them a little bit. 10 points from Bratt, but a -11. Zajac, Simmons really hasn't done much. But it's like, how many changes do you possibly make? And you can't I guess you can't exactly expect to win games when you take out one of your top players, which Jesper Bratt is at this point. Oh, boy. All right. We're going to roll. Wayne Simmons. I love you, Wayne. But we're going to throw Jesper Boqvist into this lineup, who we called up from the minors, and we're going to see what he can do in this game for us. And we are going to hope for the best. Now, in terms of centers, he can play center. So what I want to do here is bump McLeod down. Let's go with Palmieri, Zajac, Wood, Bratt, Boqvist, McLeod. And we'll hope for a miracle. Sammy Vatanen may have also played his last game as a Devil. Talks about giving him a new contract. We're going to go with CARRICK and White. And unfortunately, you're not going to win a Stanley Cup with a goalie rocking a .916 save percentage. We'll see if those changes work out for us. Again, Vatanen and Simmons, both scratches. We may have seen the last of them in New Jersey. Time will tell. First period of Game 5, we again have an early lead. Mike McLeod with the goal from the Rask spot. 12 shots to 9. Second period, and it all comes crashing down again. For the second game in a row, a 2-0 lead evaporates in the second period. Zajac scores early. Muzzin and Moore tie it. We go to the third, series on the line, season on the line. We need a win. We have an early power play opportunity that we let go to waste. The next goal could very well win this game, and if it's not in our favor, then this season is over. And Bratt scores. Is that enough? Or will there be a late tying goal? Have we forced Game 6 back on home ice? Yes. Yes, we have. Jesper Bratt, the winner. He has been an interesting player, putting up points, not exactly playing defense, but he gets the job done. He gets the winner. Mackenzie Blackwood, 41 saves, and we still have life. Can you tell that I'm shocked? I'm a little bit shocked that we just forced Game 6. This series is still alive. We go to this 6th game. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, right? Because in a way, it would be very on brand to break my heart after getting my hopes up for this, for this Devils team. But you never know. This could work. We'll go through this 6th game, and we will hope for the best. First period, 1 goal apiece. Kasperi Kapanen, just over a minute in, 1:01 to be exact, but Nikita Gusev scores again. Second period, advantage to the Leafs. Barry and Muzzin, the defense, have been putting up points for the Leafs, and that could be the difference maker. We go to the third, down by 2. We need a miracle comeback as Kapanen makes it 4-1. But the Leafs love blowing 4-1 leads on the road in the playoffs, right? Please? Please? Oh, God, it's done. Unless there's a miracle, it is done. Mitch Marner gets his first goal of the series, and that will do it. We win the first game of this series, but ultimately fall in 6. It was too good to be true. It was too good to be true. A 3-point game from Marner. Strong effort from Anderson. The Leafs going to the Stanley Cup Final, where they will be taking on the Winnipeg Jets. It was a very strong effort, a valiant effort, if that. But ultimately, we fell just short. I would say we overachieved, given the circumstances, who we had on this team. The top line delivered. They couldn't quite match the off-season pace, but look at Bratt. He was so bad defensively. It's unbelievable how bad he was defensively. Overall, though, Miles Wood and Wayne Simmons not being able to provide any scoring on the third line really hurt this team. And defensively, again, Sami Vatanen and Damon Severson, their struggles defensively did not help our case. And goaltending-wise, Blackwood just wasn't there yet. He wasn't there. I'm intrigued to see how high of an overall he has, or that he'll get to, within the next 2 years. But it's fairly obvious that we overperformed this year. Maybe if we got a little bit lucky, it could have happened. Had the Leafs had some injuries, good things might have happened. But I can't complain. And ultimately, Toronto does go on to win the Stanley Cup. There you go. Do you believe in miracles? The Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. Of course, we know what their team looks like. So thus far, we've seen Winnipeg and Toronto. The Jets were going for back-to-back. They fell just short. The Leafs actually won the President's Trophy, so screw that curse. Nikita Gusev, of course, won the Art Ross and the Hart. The Norris went to Brent Burns. Gusev won the Lady Byng. The Calder to Jack Hughes in Buffalo. Freddie Anderson won the Conn Smythe. Robin Lehner, the Vezina, for the New York Rangers. God, I can't believe they botched the Jennings Trophy for him. Speaking of the Jennings, Robin Lehner. Nikita Zadorov wins the Masterton. The Selke to Sasha Barkov. Ted Lindsay to Gusev. And the Rocket Richard to Gusev as well. Down in the AHL, Logan Brown put up the most points. League MVP was Yegor Korshkov. Top goal scorer, Joel Farabee. Top rookie, Scott Perunovich, the defenseman. He was also the best defenseman of the year. Aiden Hill was the top goaltender and MVP of the playoffs. Ryan Gropp, top player in the playoffs. So that brings Season 2 to an end. Next episode, it is the biggest offseason that we've had yet, because obviously, last offseason, there wasn't much to be done. Now, granted, we have re-signed Taylor Hall. We have re-signed Nico Hischier. We do have some players that we have to worry about, and I certainly have questions now over bringing Sami Vatanen back. Wayne Simmons, we knew would be going anyway, but then you factor in, the Zajac buyout, the potential Corey Schneider buyout. This team's going to change a decent amount next year, including, by the way, on the open market. I mean, Nick Backstrom, of course, there's some RFAs. Barzal, Dubois, Sergachev, Keller, Bess are all RFAs, but Backstrom, Pietrangelo is a UFA, Dadonov, Anthony Mantha, Tyler Bertuzzi, so it's a big offseason coming up for Detroit. And then goaltending-wise, you have Robin Lehner, Matt Murray, Corey Crawford, Mike Smith. There could be some very interesting moves on the horizon for the Devils. I'm very excited for that next episode. But now that we've seen what this team can do as it stands, if we put the right pieces into the right places, this might not be the longest road to success for this Devils team.